Mahadev. Sun, Saturn and Mars, which is one of the most powerful, extremely strong three planetary conjunction in Vedic astrology. And why wouldn't they be so? Three planets of utmost power, Sun, Saturn, Mars, together in one sign and one house, creating this enormous energy within this individual. And they are going through various experiences in their life. Their mind, soul, psyche, body, physical, mental, emotional experiences are uniquely enormous, and the struggle becomes unique to only to them. Now, how is their struggle and what they become in their life? Let's figure it out in this video today. And if you're new to my channel, please subscribe and watch till the end. So, Sun is the father, authority. Saturn is also authority. Saturn is karma, who makes us perform karma to deal with past life karmas. And Mars is our willpower, the willingness to act, the fighting ability, the blood. Actually the blood in our body, that is Mars. Now, when these three are together in one house, one sign, what happens? Such a powerful energy gets created. Now, there is this planetary war. Saturn doesn't like Sun. Mars is also the enemy. Saturn despises the Sun. And yet this person is born in this particular conjunction, in this particular juncture, when they are all transiting together in the one house in the sky. And now they have to work hand in hand. These three planets has to work hand in hand to make the native win the battle of life. Now, how can they win? What exactly happens? Let's understand. Due to the enmity of Sun and Saturn, the Sun figure or the authority figure or fatherly figure, father-like figures in their life acts like a Saturnian figure. They become the obstacles or the delay maker. Mars is the willpower. Sun develops the identity. Sun gives the passion to a native to develop his identity. A child looks at a sky, he looks two types of plane goes by, and he looks at the other kind of a plane, sees a jet plane, and he thinks of how can I fly that plane, and he went on and become a pilot. So like that, everybody builds their identity. Now, for this particular child, what happens? Whenever they try to do something, try to plan something, their plan or their willingness to act gets stunted, stopped, obstructed by the father mostly or the father figures. Somebody who wants to, let's say, participate in a boxing tournament, and the coach, his boxing coach, doesn't let him do so. He tells, you are not prepared now, you will participate after 2 years. And he becomes frustrated because Mars is impulsive action. Mars is pure youthfulness, youthful action, the royer. Now, that gets stunted and delayed because of Saturn. And when we consider the Saturn-Sun phenomena here, what happens? The willingness to develop self-identity or the passion to develop self-identity also gets delayed, or whenever they come up with an idea that daddy, I want to become this, or mommy, I want to do this, they do not get the permission from the parents or their mentors, resulting in tremendous confusion. Their frustration, now confusion, that what am I supposed to be doing in my life? How am I supposed to proceed ahead? in the journey of life and become the man or a woman of my choice. Saturn Mars alone, when they are together, create something called Yama Yoga. You must watch here my 2 planetary conjunction series. Go to my playlists and watch them, which is relevant to you. Now, Saturn Mars, what happens? It makes the person work like a machine. Because there also the willingness to act or willingness to exercise their will is stunted by the Saturnian individual, Saturnian figure. It can be anybody, not just the father. Even in the 20s or let's say in 30s, the person in his college probably doing a PhD, but the professor who is mentor, he is not that supportive, resulting in delay finishing his thesis. Okay, or he is working in corporate and he has a very dangerous, psychopathic, narcissistic boss who makes his life very, very difficult, and he gets into the difficult stage of life where he doesn't know whether to resign or to go to a new or to stick to this same boss and somehow forbear the difficulties. So these are the challenges, these are the types of challenges the Saturn, Sun and Mars people have to go through in their life, which is absolutely grinding. It grinds the individual. Saturn, Mars, as I said, it makes the person work like a machine. Why do they do so? Because they are looking for perfection. Because they have been criticized and they have been stopped again and again throughout their experiencing of growth in their life, as they are growing, as their consciousness and as they are growing as an individual. Their past experiences somehow subconsciously telling them to work like a machine, to bring perfection so that nobody can criticize their work, nobody can stop them at what they do. So this is not at all a welcoming feeling for the person who has to go through all this. So they go through tremendous amount of frustration. They make their body, mind into a machine. They work like a machine. They try to do everything perfect, and there is that war zone with the father or the Saturnian, the authority or the fatherly figures. Wherever this conjunction is taking place, those areas, whichever house, those areas becomes that war zone. Okay, if it is happening in the Lagna, the person becomes hard on himself, too critical on himself, and literally becomes a machine. Okay, so this is how, because they have gotten this after being somehow stopped, or let's say stopped by facing so much obstacles by those figures, the fatherly figures. They have now gotten developed into a mindset which is such resilient and such tenacity is there in that mindset that they don't want to be defeated in their life anymore, and they become one of the most strongest individuals. And most cases, if it is happening in better places, they go into such sectors where they can actually literally physically become active or use their body, like sports or defense, or also because their will and their ego have been hurt so many times, they want to go up into the hierarchy and become respectable individuals. So they aim very, very high. They just don't want to be a simple soldier. They will write the toughest exam to probably become the toughest soldier or the most high level officials to who play a very significant role in the sector of defense. Okay, so like that, they become one of the most toughest, tenacious, resilient individuals who can do anything. Okay, but they have to go through this lifelong, not lifelong, I mean this years of, decades of grinding, which the consciousness is bringing, these planets, controlling a massive part of the consciousness, regardless of where the moon is, whichever the Rashi they are, okay, they have to go through this grinding, and that shapes their experiences. Okay, all right, I wish you all the best. If you want to consult, go to my website and book a direct consultation with me. I'll see you in the next one. Har Har Mahadev.